And there we go. Yeah, so welcome. I'm just going to stand a bit further back. Trying to judge. So take my glasses off. So you can practice Qigong. Some people practice on the bare feet, but you can also practice in your socks, stocking feet. And if you're outside and you're going for a walk and you come to a nice beauty spot and you feel like doing a bit of Qigong, you can do Qigong when you're walking boots. Just do a little bit there and then. You don't have to have bare feet. All we do again, we're just going to check around that there's nothing. Might make the odd little step to the side, little stretch upwards. I'm just making sure I'm not going to catch anything. And that's one of the beauties of Qigong, is that you can practice. There is some moving forms, but there's also a lot of forms that you can practice in a stationary position. So that's ideal if you maybe in a small flat or whatever, or you just want to do this in your comfort of your own home. So we're going to start off. Just going to move my camera a little bit further over there. That's it. So I'm going to start off in emptiness stance. So the stationary forms, there's moving forms, and there's ones where you actually physically move forward, just like in Tai Chi. But we won't be doing any of them. We're just doing some standing and moving forms. So the first one we're going to go into is called emptiness stance. So the first thing, working upwards, making sure our feet are nice and evenly contacting the floor. So we're not an outer or inner foot or heels or toes. And to find that equilibrium, we can just rock back forwards, which you probably can't see very well. So we do this kind of action and just allow it to settle. And eventually it probably should settle in a nice, stable position. Just have our knees slightly bent, just a little bit of give. Move our arms away from our torsos, fingers pointing downwards. We're going to tuck our tailbones in just a little bit. And now the breathing technique, which I like to mention at this point, is we have energy centers. We call them energy centers in Qigong, called dantians. And we have one, the upper dantians on the head. We have a middle one at the heart. And the lower one's just underneath your navel. So that's mind, body, and spirit. That's how it corresponds. And so we're just going to breathe, make sure we're breathing from this lower dantian. And all that means is that when we're breathing in, chest expands, and also this area expands too. And then we breathe out, and the chest contracts towards the spine, and so does this area here. And that's the technique basically. And then when we're doing the form, we match the rate and the slowness of the breath with the movement you're making. But we'll go into that later. Don't worry. Nice and easy. Don't worry if you forget the breathing technique for a while. It'll come back. Just remind yourself gently every time you think you've forgotten. So we're going to breathe in through the nostrils and out through the mouth. Breathing in and then out. And as we're carrying that breathing, Just keep you relax the shoulders as much as you can. And then we're going to create what we call an inner smile. The more we can just relax and smile and enjoy it, the more we'll enjoy this session. Let's breathe in again. And out again. And again. And then we'll do another one. And out. Now we're going to do some simple neck turns. So next time we breathe out, we're just going to move to your right hand side. Just move, turn your head as much as you can, that's comfortable. Then we're just going to breathe in as we come to center. And then breathe out as we go to the other side. So if you're following me now, breathing in to center. And then out to the other side. Again, only move as far as you can. Breathe in to center. Then out to the side. And again. Out to the side. And again. We'll do 2 more to each side. And again. Keeping the movement nice and smooth. We don't stop when we go to the center. As soon as our head center, we start to breathe out. Breathing into center. And out to the side. And again. So this time, when our head comes to the center, we're going to tilt the head this time. Imagine the wind is just gently blowing our head side to side. And again, breathing in as we become upright. And breathing out as we go to the side. Again, it's not a competition to see how far your head can bend downwards. To keep it nice and relaxed. This is just to stretch your neck muscles a little bit and also get the hang of the breathing. And also just to bring you into this moment. Allow your attention just to be with this simple movement and the breathing. Not trying to get anywhere, not trying to achieve anything. Just moving your head gently from side to side. And again, we'll do a couple more to each side. Back to center. And we can relax the feet. Now we're going to do some stretch upwards this time. This one's called, as a version of Between Heaven and Earth, which I've done before. This is a slightly simpler one. We'll bring our hands roughly to the about the lower dantian. We'll bring our hands up, then we're breathing in as we push both hands upwards. This hand pushing down, this hand pushing upwards. And then we'll breathe out, bring the hands down above and join, facing each other again. And now again, we'll go the other way again. The other hand upwards, and the other hand downwards, just swapping over. And we come down as we're breathing out. Again, breathe in. And then out. Breathing in. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Then out. And again. And out. And just focus on your hands coming together. One's moving slightly quicker than the other because it's further to go. And then I'm going to join in the middle and we're going to swap them round again. And we'll keep going with this for a couple more minutes. And just remind, them states when we feel expanded, expansion. Our infinite self goes on forever. And yet we've also got this grounding energy that we're here, looking out from this human form. So it's not one or the other. So do one more to each side. Nice big stretch upwards and downwards. And as the hands come together this time, I'm just going to push down. I'm going to go into a nice gathering of chi. So all we do with this, you're breathing in at this point. Hands right above your heads. And then breathe out. And let the hands sink slowly down. Again, back into emptiness stance. Then we can release. I'm just going to have a little drink but by all means have a drink. And also, it's surprising how hot you can get just doing these simple exercises. So once we have these little breaks, all we do, we don't have to, we just remind ourselves to go back in emptiness stance. And again, just settle back into it. So next we're going to do a bit of arm swing. So just going to do this twisting to the side. So your front hand should gently slap the lower dantian, and at the back, it hit the back of your spine. So and this is a gentle tapping. And again, just nice and relaxed. Keep your attention on the breathing just comes in this one. So just let that just be natural. And again, just lose yourself in that movement. If we have any thoughts, we just bring our attention back to the movement and the breathing. And allow yourself just to be in this moment. We'll do a couple more to each side. So that should relax your shoulders a bit. So the next time the arm come to the side, just let them be there. And again, we'll do another gathering. Breathe in. And back into emptiness stance. Again, you can reset. Flick the legs. So this next one, so we've exercised the neck, shoulders, arms. Let's do a bit on the legs. For this one, just put your hands on your hips. And all we want to do is just sway to one side and just gently kick the calf once. So we're just doing this kind of. So this is good for circulation in your legs. The roots. So your legs are your roots, and it is the springtime, which in Qigong corresponds to the element of wood. So obviously you have that link with nature. Your legs are your roots. This can help to develop blood flow and strengthen the legs. And at the same time, we just bring our attention back to the movement. And it's not a vicious kick, it's just a little tap on the calf. Do a couple more to each side. And then we just go back, drop the hands. And again, another nice deep breath in and then out. Back into emptiness stance. Again, have a break. That's probably got your breathing a bit. So we're going to practice again. Just make note of the breathing technique. So with this one, we bring our hands up, cross them just in front of the chest. I'll come a bit closer. So we're in this kind of action here. And as we breathe in, we expand our arms away from our chest and breathe in. Oh, sorry, breathe out. Breathe in and then out. Just come to front again. So breathing in, breathing in, breathing in, breathing in. Hold, and then breathing out, breathing out, breathing out. Again, just focusing on the breathing. We'll do 3 more. And last one. Again, we slowly drop the arms and go straight back into another peaceful chi, gathering of chi. And back into emptiness stance. Again, we can relax the legs a little bit. Have another drink if you need to. So this next one, again, we're going to do a few spring forms because we're in spring. Well, we are in spring in the UK anyway. Which relates to wood, the element of wood, and also the emotion of anger. Some of these are good at getting, are specifically aimed at maybe releasing anger that we may have. But the wood side is like encouraging that growth in the roots, your legs, go and make sure you are straight and not getting curved kind of thing, as you see. So they've all got links, these forms of links to emotions, to the seasons, colors as well, and elements, so an element of wood. So this next this is called harmony, harmonizing the chi. which is a bit like doing squats, but it's much more gentle. So I always do this with my legs slightly wider apart than emptiness stance. And with this one, you're going to bend over like this kind of action here, and then up. So you're breathing in, and as you're breathing in, your arms float in front of us, and we bend a little bit. And then we breathe out. Breathing in, and then out. So from the side, it looks like this. Breathing in, hold, and then breathe out. And again. And again. But you allow your arms just to float upwards when you're breathing in. And then kind of push the air down, push the chi down as we straighten up. We'll do 3 more. Last one. And then we go to another gathering of chi. Back into emptiness stance. What we can do here, we can just, for a few moments, just allow your palms to face downwards. See if you can feel that earth energy. So your feet and your hands are in the same contact of that earth energy. Point the fingers downwards, and again, release. This next one, this is just called wood element. So we're going to mimic the trunk of a tree. It's going to draw a trunk of a tree in front of us like this. So we start off, you breathe in, join your hands at the top there, and then breathe out. Breathe in. And again. That's breathing in, slowly, 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 slowly. Hold, and then breathe out. And again. And perhaps we can imagine the trunk of a tree being straight and true. And again. So I'll do 3 more. Last one. Again, we're just going to swing our hands downwards. And again, we'll go into another Gavanuchi. And back into emptiness stance. Again, we can relax the legs for a moment. Obviously, if you're doing this as a little routine, perhaps you go straight into the next form that you're planning to do. This is just a demonstration of individual forms which you can pull into different sequences as you wish, whichever ones you fancy. The idea is just follow along and then perhaps go home and practice a bit more. So the next one is, let me just check. Well, this is a variation of pulling the bow and drawing the arrow. They've got lots of different names. Do a slightly different version I did last week. There's a few different versions if you're ever interested. So this one, normally practice it in horse stance, which is your feet about 3 feet apart, but everything else is the same as standing post. And if you can do it this, you don't have to use this stance, this form, but quite often it's used in this form. So we're going to go out to either side, mimicking we're firing a bow. So I'll show you, this is slightly different than last time. So we'll start the hands at the side. And we're going to draw, breathing in. So making little fists in front of us just to cover your chin. And as you breathe out, go to one side slowly. So this is pointing towards the target. And this is obviously drawing the bow back. And then you bring the hands together, fists up. And then we'll go gently down the other side. Just imagine you're pulling that bow back. Slowly and again. So this is all about improving accuracy and concentration. So we make accurate decisions in our lives. Try not to rush it. So you're breathing out at this point. Breathing in. You have to hold it, then breathe out. Breathe in. And out. And again, it's not a competition how far you can bend down. If you can only bend down slightly, that's fine. If you're still in emptiness stance, that's fine too. And even seated down, you can do this in a chair. Just remember, every time you get distracted, bringing our attention to the movement and the breathing, and firing that ball into a target. We'll do one more to each side. Putting the hands down. And again, we'll go into nice gathering of chi. And then bring yourselves back if you're in horse stance into standing post or emptiness stance. This next one we did last time, long striding deer. This is one you actually move forward with, but we're just going to do it on the spot. It's a good one for balance, this one. So we're just going to bring this kind of action here. So you're looking at the side, you're doing that kind of action. And then pulling your arms together, palms facing upwards, and then you turn them as you go down. And the reason we do deer for deer is linked to springtime. That's the animal, spring in particular. Quite tricky, but it can help with your balance, not just your physical balance, but your balance when it comes to dealing with situations in your life. So we don't overreact or underreact to certain situations. So breathing in and then out, and then in. Or just let your breathing just come naturally. Concentrate on the form first, I think. And if you do lose your balance, don't worry. You just start again. When you're ready, just go back to center. Go back into emptiness stance. Spend a couple of minutes in another wooden form. This is punching downwards. This again, it just releases the anger. So you're letting the energy go back into the earth rather than taking out on somebody else or animal or living thing. In this one, all we do is bring your hands, a bit like the previous one, making a fist, but your palms are facing upwards. And you're doing this punching downwards. Slowly breathing in and then out. You make movement downwards. So you can imagine all the anger leaving the body, gently being absorbed by the earth. We'll do one more to each side, one more to the right, one more to the left. Bring your hands in front of the body, push downwards, growth of chi. Back into emptiness stance. Relax the legs. And we'll just end this session just by spending the last wooden form is to simply to hug a tree. We're going to spend a few minutes, lift our hands upwards to the side, and just imagine your cone in front of you. Keep the fingers loose. And just imagine you have a tree trunk in front of us, and we're just gently hugging it. Seeing if we can encourage our own roots to be strong and our leaves to be abundant. And see if we can just be. See if we forget about trying to get somewhere, trying to achieve something, comparing ourselves to other people. See if we can just be like a tree. And just be whatever life throws at us. So take 3 more breaths. In and out. In and out. Just one more. Let the hands slowly drop down in front of us. And one last gathering of chi. Back in emptiness stance. And then release. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed that session. And I hope you fancy going away and just practicing a little bit on your own. And let me know what you find.